6 inches of rain, tornadoes on the ground, flooding rivers, and it all starts in less than 72 hours. If you live anywhere between Texas and Ohio, what you are about to hear could be the most important weather information you receive all week. Stay with me because at the 3-minute mark, I am going to give you the exact hour-by-hour breakdown for your city. And I promise you, this one is different from anything we have seen so far this year. Here is something nobody is talking about yet. The entire weather pattern across the United States is about to flip completely upside down, starting right now. The same jet stream that spent all of February sending Arctic air blasting down from Canada is changing direction, and when it does, it is going to unleash one of the most significant moisture events the central United States has seen in years. We are not talking about a little rain here. We are talking about a pattern that could drop double-digit rainfall totals across parts of the heartland before March 10th. But before we get into that, let me tell you who gets hit first and who needs to be on the highest alert starting Tuesday morning. Right now, if you are in Dallas, Texas, Fort Worth, Texas, Arlington, Texas, Irving, Texas, Plano, Texas, Garland, Texas, McKinney, Texas, Texarkana, Texas, you need to pay very close attention. These areas are sitting directly in the crosshairs of not one, not two, but potentially 3 separate storm systems over the next 10 days, and the first one is arriving sooner than most people realize. Here is the timeline you need to know. Tuesday, March 3rd. That is when the first round begins. A flatter jet stream is going to start pushing repeated waves of moisture up through the Ohio Valley and into the Missouri Ozarks region. If you live in Springfield, Missouri, Joplin, Missouri, Cape Girardeau, Missouri, Poplar Bluff, Missouri, these communities are going to see heavy rainfall beginning Tuesday afternoon. It will not stop. It is going to come in waves, repeated rounds. By Tuesday evening, rainfall totals in this region could already be approaching 1 to 2 inches. That sounds manageable. But here is the part that changes everything. It does not stop there. Wednesday, March 4th. Mark this date. This is the day everything escalates. The Storm Prediction Center, which almost never puts out alerts this far in advance, has already issued a slight risk of severe weather for Wednesday. And meteorologists are watching this closely because it can only get upgraded from here. Here is where Wednesday gets dangerous. Starting around 7 in the morning, storm cells are going to begin firing across northern Oklahoma. That means Tulsa, Oklahoma, Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, Owasso, Oklahoma, Stillwater, Oklahoma, Enid, Oklahoma. These cities need to be watching the skies from early Wednesday morning. The main threats in this zone will be large hail, some stones potentially reaching golf ball size, and damaging wind gusts exceeding 60 miles per hour. Then by Wednesday afternoon, things get more serious further south and east. Between noon and 6 in the evening on Wednesday, March 4th, supercell thunderstorms are expected to develop along and east of Interstate 35. That puts the Dallas and Fort Worth metroplex directly in the danger zone for Wednesday afternoon. Cities on high alert for Wednesday afternoon include Dallas, Texas, Fort Worth, Texas, Arlington, Texas, Waxahachie, Texas, Corsicana, Texas, Sherman, Texas, Durant, Oklahoma, Ada, Oklahoma, McAllister, Oklahoma, Fort Smith, Arkansas. All hazards are on the table. Damaging winds, large hail, and yes, tornadoes cannot be ruled out. If you live in any of these communities, make sure your phone is charged, your weather alerts are turned on, and you know where your safe room is before Tuesday night. Now, here is something important that most weather coverage is going to miss. At the same time, all of this severe weather is happening on Wednesday. There is a separate and equally serious threat developing further north: excessive rainfall and flooding. The Ohio Valley and the Missouri Ozarks region is already going to be soaked from Tuesday's storms. Then Wednesday brings another round on top of already saturated ground. Communities at serious flooding risk by Wednesday and Thursday include St. Louis, Missouri, Kansas City, Missouri, Springfield, Missouri, Evansville, Indiana, Louisville, Kentucky, Owensboro, Kentucky, Bowling Green, Kentucky, Nashville, Tennessee, Clarksville, Tennessee, Paducah, Kentucky, Cape Girardeau, Missouri, Carbondale, Illinois. If you live near any creek, stream, or tributary river in these areas, you need to start monitoring water levels right now. Do not wait until you see water in your yard. Do not miss what comes next because the story gets even bigger heading into mid-March. Let me quickly give you the city-by-city forecast picture for the first 10 days of March because there are more than 250 communities across this country that need specific information. In the South and Central Plains, Little Rock, Arkansas is looking at over 4 inches of rain through March 10th. Shreveport, Louisiana, 3 to 5 inches of rain with flood watches likely. Baton Rouge, Louisiana, moderate rain chances midweek. New Orleans, Louisiana, some rain but the heaviest staying to your north. Jackson, Mississippi, 2 to 4 inches possible. Hattiesburg, Mississippi, 1 to 2 inches. Meridian, Mississippi, similar totals. Tupelo, Mississippi, heavy rain Tuesday through Thursday. Memphis, Tennessee, 3 to 5 inches total through the 10th. Chattanooga, Tennessee, 1 to 3 inches, some flooding risk. Knoxville, Tennessee, 1 to 2 inches. Nashville, Tennessee, 3 to 4 inches, flash flood risk Wednesday and Thursday. Murfreesboro, Tennessee, similar conditions to Nashville. Clarksville, Tennessee, 3 to 4 inches. Columbia, Tennessee, 2 to 3 inches. Johnson City, Tennessee, 1 to 2 inches. Moving into Texas, San Antonio, Texas, 1 to 2 inches this week. Severe storms possible Wednesday. Austin, Texas, 1 to 3 inches through midweek. Thunderstorm chances Wednesday afternoon. Houston, Texas, 2 to 3 inches. Strong storms possible. Beaumont, Texas, 2 to 3 inches. Corpus Christi, Texas, 1 inch of rain. Abilene, Texas, 1 to 2 inches. Lubbock, Texas, light precipitation, mostly dry. Amarillo, Texas, mostly dry. Wichita Falls, Texas, 1 to 2 inches. Severe storm possible Wednesday. Tyler, Texas, 2 to 4 inches. Lufkin, Texas, 2 to 4 inches. Nacogdoches, Texas, 2 to 3 inches. Longview, Texas, 2 to 3 inches. Flood risk Thursday. In Oklahoma, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, 1 to 3 inches through Wednesday. Severe storms very likely. Norman, Oklahoma, same as Oklahoma City. Lawton, Oklahoma, 1 to 2 inches. Enid, Oklahoma, 1 to 2 inches. Tulsa, Oklahoma, 1 to 3 inches. Severe storm threat Wednesday morning. Muskogee, Oklahoma, 2 to 3 inches. Bartlesville, Oklahoma, 2 to 3 inches. Into Arkansas and Missouri. Fayetteville, Arkansas, 2 to 4 inches. Bentonville, Arkansas, 2 to 4 inches. Hot Springs, Arkansas, 3 to 5 inches. Pine Bluff, Arkansas, 3 to 5 inches. Fort Smith, Arkansas, 2 to 4 inches. Severe storm risk Wednesday. Jonesboro, Arkansas, 2 to 4 inches. Springfield, Missouri, 3 to 5 inches. Flooding risk. Branson, Missouri, 3 to 5 inches. Joplin, Missouri, 2 to 4 inches. Columbia, Missouri, 2 to 4 inches. Jefferson City, Missouri, 2 to 3 inches. St. Joseph, Missouri, 1 to 2 inches. Kansas City, Missouri, 2 to 4 inches. Flash flood watch likely Wednesday. St. Louis, Missouri, 4 to 6 inches. Highest flood risk in Missouri. Moving north into Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio. Chicago, Illinois, 1 inch, mostly rain. Rockford, Illinois, 1 to 2 inches. Peoria, Illinois, 2 to 3 inches. Bloomington, Illinois, 2 to 3 inches. Champaign, Illinois, 2 to 3 inches. Springfield, Illinois, 2 to 3 inches. Carbondale, Illinois, 3 to 5 inches. Flood risk. Decatur, Illinois, 2 to 3 inches. Indianapolis, Indiana, 2 to 3 inches. Flash flooding possible Wednesday night. Fort Wayne, Indiana, 1 to 2 inches. South Bend, Indiana, 1 to 2 inches, some rain changing to light snow to the north. Evansville, Indiana, 3 to 4 inches, flood risk. Terre Haute, Indiana, 2 to 3 inches. Columbus, Ohio, 2 to 3 inches. Cleveland, Ohio, 1 to 2 inches, some snow to the north. Cincinnati, Ohio, 2 to 4 inches, flood risk. Dayton, Ohio, 2 to 3 inches. Toledo, Ohio, 1 to 2 inches. Akron, Ohio, 1 to 2 inches. Youngstown, Ohio, 1 to 2 inches. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, 1 to 2 inches. Erie, Pennsylvania, 1 to 2 inches with some lake effect snow possible. Now, what about the areas that are not going to see the rain? And here is where things get concerning in a different way. If you live in the southeast, this drought situation is serious, and this pattern change is not going to help you. Tallahassee, Florida, mostly dry through March 10th. Orlando, Florida, mostly dry, drought conditions worsening. Tampa, Florida, mostly dry, extreme drought continues. Jacksonville, Florida, mostly dry. Miami, Florida, dry. Fort Lauderdale, Florida, dry. Naples, Florida, dry. Fort Myers, Florida, dry. Gainesville, Florida, dry. Pensacola, Florida, dry. Mobile, Alabama, dry to very light rain. Montgomery, Alabama, 1 inch at most. Birmingham, Alabama, 1 inch at most. Huntsville, Alabama, 1 inch at most. Atlanta, Georgia, light rain possible but under an inch. Savannah, Georgia, dry. Augusta, Georgia, dry. Columbus, Georgia, dry. Macon, Georgia, dry. Charleston, South Carolina, dry. Columbia, South Carolina, dry. Greenville, South Carolina, light rain possible. Charlotte, North Carolina, light rain possible. Raleigh, North Carolina, light rain possible. Wilmington, North Carolina, dry. Greensboro, North Carolina, light rain possible. For those of you in the southeast, the drought monitor is already showing extreme drought conditions across much of Florida and southern Georgia. And if this pattern does not change within the next few weeks, some areas of Florida could fall into exceptional drought, which is the worst category possible. If you have a well, if you are a farmer, if you have livestock in these areas, this is something to start planning around right now. Now, let me address the snowfall picture for those of you further north. This is the part many of you in the northern tier of the country have been waiting for. Fargo, North Dakota, 2 to 4 inches of snow through March 10th. Grand Forks, North Dakota, 2 to 4 inches. Bismarck, North Dakota, 2 to 3 inches. Rapid City, South Dakota, 3 to 5 inches. Sioux Falls, South Dakota, 1 to 3 inches. Minneapolis, Minnesota, 2 to 4 inches. St. Paul, Minnesota, 2 to 4 inches. Duluth, Minnesota, 3 to 6 inches. Green Bay, Wisconsin, 2 to 4 inches. Milwaukee, Wisconsin, 1 to 2 inches. Madison, Wisconsin, 2 to 3 inches. Detroit, Michigan, 1 to 2 inches. Grand Rapids, Michigan, 2 to 4 inches. Lake effect snow possible. Traverse City, Michigan, 3 to 6 inches. Marquette, Michigan, 6 to 10 inches of lake effect snow. Portland, Maine, 3 to 6 inches. Burlington, Vermont, 3 to 5 inches. Concord, New Hampshire, 3 to 5 inches. Bangor, Maine, 4 to 8 inches. Boston, Massachusetts, 1 to 3 inches. Providence, Rhode Island, 1 to 2 inches. Hartford, Connecticut, 1 to 2 inches. Albany, New York, 2 to 4 inches. Buffalo, New York, 4 to 8 inches of lake effect snow. Rochester, New York, 3 to 6 inches. Syracuse, New York, 3 to 6 inches. New York City, New York, light rain, no significant snow. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, light rain. Baltimore, Maryland, light rain. Washington, District of Columbia, light rain. Now here is something I promised you at the beginning of this video, a major event that is about to be directly affected by this weather pattern. South by Southwest, the massive music, tech, and film festival in Austin, Texas, runs from March 12th through March 18th. Over 400,000 people descend on downtown Austin every year for this event. And based on what we are seeing in the models for mid-March, the second major storm system, the one we are tracking for around March 10th through 12th, could bring heavy rain and severe weather directly into the Austin area right as the festival kicks off. If you are planning to attend South by Southwest this year, you need to plan for outdoor showcases and events to potentially be impacted by heavy rain, strong storms, and possibly severe weather during the first few days of the festival. Stay flexible, stay weather aware, and make sure you have a covered backup plan for outdoor events during the opening weekend. And speaking of mid-March, here is the part of this forecast that nobody wants to hear, but everybody needs to know. The 10 to 12 of March time frame is showing up as a significant weather signal in multiple computer models. Not just one model, not just the American model, the European model, the American Global Forecast System, and multiple ensemble model runs, which means dozens of separate forecast solutions, are all pointing to a powerful storm system developing around March 10th to 12th. This system could bring another major severe weather outbreak to the south and the plains, while simultaneously creating a significant flooding threat across areas that will already be waterlogged from the first 2 rounds of storms. If you live near a river basin in the central United States, the risk of significant flooding by mid-March is real and is growing. Now is the time to know your flood risk. Now is the time to have a plan. Here is your final summary of what to watch and when. Tuesday, March 3rd. Heavy rain begins across the Missouri Ozarks and Ohio Valley. Flash flood watch possible for Kansas City, St. Louis, Louisville, and Nashville. Wednesday, March 4th. Severe weather outbreak. Primary threat area from Fort Worth north through Oklahoma City and east into Fort Smith and the Ozarks. All hazards on the table. Peak threat time Wednesday afternoon from noon to 8 in the evening, Thursday through Sunday, March 5th through 8th. Continued heavy rainfall across the central and eastern United States. Rivers rising, flood risk growing. Secondary severe weather chances cannot be ruled out Friday into Saturday across the Gulf Coast. March 10th through 12th, second major storm system. Strong signal from multiple models. Severe weather threat for the southern plains and potentially the lower Mississippi Valley. Significant flooding risk for communities already soaked from round 1. One last thing before we go. Drop your city or town in the comments right now. Tell me where you live and what you are seeing outside your window. Not only does it help other people know what is happening near them, it helps us track this system in real time as it develops. Where are you located? Let me know below. And if you think this storm system is impressive, wait until you see what we are tracking for the following week, because the pattern that sets up after March 12th could be one of the more unusual weather setups we have seen across the country this entire year. We will have that full breakdown coming up very soon. Make sure you are subscribed so you do not miss it. Stay safe. Stay prepared and keep your weather app on and your alerts turned up this week.